Mahomes passing touchdowns. Dan, 1.5 is the over-under. You going more or less?
Come on, I'm going more. This guy in this situation is stone cold. And I think even though this Buffalo defense is fantastic, they get a lot of takeaways. I think down in those red zone, we're going to get the Andy Reid trickery, the creativity, him and Travis Kelce being able to make things happen. Noah Gray being a viable threat on the move. Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to say more.
J-Mac, Travis Kelce, we have 69.5 as the total on his receiving yards. You going more or less?
I'm going less on this one. I know Travis Kelce has killed the Buffalo Bills throughout the playoffs, but I think he is going to be the focal point for them in the secondary. This is a Buffalo Bills team that has played more man-to-man coverage as of late. In that first matchup, he had a cornerback, Christian Benford, across from him a lot. I think they focus on shutting Travis Kelce down.
There's focus on shutting down Travis Kelce in the playoffs.
And maybe they're able to actually do it for once.
Harry, Josh Allen's rushing total is 49.5 yards. You going more or less?
Yeah, I'm going more. In 2 of the last 3 games versus the Kansas City Chiefs, he has hit over this number. We see that 4th down miraculous play right there for a touchdown in the last matchup that they gave Kansas City their first loss. Josh Allen is going to bring the cape out when he needs to bring that cape out. And if he has to utilize his legs, he's going to do so.
Okay, so let's talk about Josh Allen for a moment here. Dan, you were sitting right in that seat at the beginning of December, and you said Josh Allen was about to begin a stretch that was going to define his legacy. Here he is now. Moment of truth, Kansas City. What's at stake?
Biggest moment of his career, biggest game of his career. You got to go get it done. You got to go knock off the Giant. Patrick's the Giant. No one cares about your stats in this game. You have to go into the belly of the beast and take him down. You got to go be Rocky and knock out Drago. That's what it is. And they know it and he knows it. Remember, Peyton Manning did not become Peyton Manning until he beat Tom Brady when?
2006?
In the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
You got to go get it done. This is your best chance. It's the most complete football team you have. It's the most vulnerable Kansas City's been in relation to how you can compete against them. Josh Allen, if you want to be remembered for something more than like, hey, you were a good player, you got to go knock off Patrick Mahomes.
And you brought up Rocky and Drago, and you also brought up Peyton Manning. When he finally slayed Tom Brady in the postseason, that was when his career went to the next level and allowed him to be Peyton Manning and have all these commercials and the Manning cast and everything else that comes along with the postseason success and Super Bowl glory that he had. Josh Allen needs to take that step. He's played Patrick Mahomes 3 times in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes has beaten him in the playoffs all 3 times. There's never been a quarterback in the history of the NFL who's won 4 postseason matchups against another quarterback.
Wow.
So either Josh Allen is going to take the step that he needs and build and cement his legacy, or he's going to be the guy that no matter how great he is, always loses to Patrick Mahomes in the postseason.
It's so fascinating. The way the words you choose sometimes are so interesting, because what Rex would say, Rex Ryan always says, the Chiefs have never beaten Josh Allen. They've beaten the Bills, but they've never beaten Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is it doesn't make a bit of difference how well
it's on Josh Allen.
He's got to win the game.
This is coming from me, the ultimate quarterback defender.
My point is, he walked off the field with the lead with 13 seconds left in Kansas City once upon a time.
You got to get it done, dude.
But all that will be remembered is whether he wins or not. That's what I'm saying.
It's about quarterbacks.
Right. So whether he throws for 87 yards and they win on an interception, or whether he throws for 500 yards, they need to find a way to finally go in there. And
we watched it a week ago. Josh Allen didn't put the cape on against the Baltimore Ravens. He made the right decisions in the right moments, and they end up victorious, and Lamar Jackson's the one going home. For this game, you look at where Josh is in his career. He has the most playoff wins without a Super Bowl start of any quarterback. It's time. You look at it the past year. They brought Stephon Diggs over. He was the guy that was supposed to get them over the hump. They go into this season, they let him go. Josh Allen has played the best football of his career. This just feels like for this Buffalo Bills team, for Sean McDermott as well, it's like this is what it has to be. And for Josh Allen, it's moments like this to me when he's playing against the Kansas City Chiefs, when he runs the ball more, when they get in the red zone and he's just ducking his head and then he's flexing to the camera. They have to find a way to beat this team in the playoffs, because I think the crazy thing about it is he continues to do it in the regular season.
Yeah.
He's won the last 4 regular season matchups, and fans look at it and they're just like, we don't care anymore.
That's why I believe in Josh Allen this time around, because of his growth at the quarterback position this season. You look at the Buffalo Bills. They're the best team in taking care of the football. They only have 8 giveaways coming into the playoffs. Red zone, you look at Josh Allen, how he's a red zone threat. When they're getting 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, we all know what's coming. It's quarterback sneak from Josh Allen. I like that adjustment from Joe Brady from previous years, being able to make sure that they pick up these short yardage plays and have an advantage. But when Patrick Mahomes make a mistake, like he did in that first matchup and threw an interception on the first drive, the reason why teams have not beaten Patrick Mahomes in playoff settings is because they don't capitalize on those things.
Right.
You got to go score touchdowns when Mahomes makes mistakes.
And this game's going to come down to the late fourth quarter. One of these Hercules quarterbacks is going to make a play.
Yeah.
That's how this game is going to go. Also, if we're being very honest, this dude's been dumped on a lot. He's been trashed on
Allen?
a lot. Absolutely. If we're talking about the big four in the AFC quarterback-wise, Patrick's the one that's always been lauded, rightfully so. And then Joe Burrow's been the guy. They're like, oh, my gosh, Joe Burrow's the assassin. He's the one.
Yeah.
Very rarely do people kind of minimize the play. And then Lamar Jackson's the 2-time MVP, and he's the guy. Josh has always been the one that, oh, you didn't do good enough here, or you got a lot of turnovers here, or your reckless style
See,
of
I would
play
say
is
that
here.
guy is Lamar, though. That's the guy
too.
to
I
me.
agree.
No, Lamar,
that gets
no,
dumped on.
very rarely
I
has.
think it's Lamar first, then Josh Allen.
Lamar's been knocked down the way Josh, absolutely not.
But you know what silences all this? He wins this weekend, and you're not talking about any of it.
Absolutely.
Okay? It all goes away.
That's the point. Let's not get sidetracked into which of that. He's the last one standing. Like, he's the last one who's got the shot at Mahomes. This was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be Lamar Jackson's year. Last year was supposed to be Lamar Jackson's year. It's Josh who goes in there with a chance to do it. And the reality is, look, there's so many pieces to this story. But I think it's worth mentioning that going back to last Christmas, so Christmas of 2023,
Yes.
the Chiefs have only lost one game that they tried to win.
Against this team.
And this is the team that beat them. Is that significant? Like, does Buffalo have something no one else does? That's a literal statement. They've lost 2 games since then. One of them was the last game of this past regular season. They didn't play anybody. Outside of that, they won their last 2 regular season games last year. They swept the playoffs, obviously. And they only lost 1 game this year, and it was to Buffalo. My point is there something they know how to do that everyone else doesn't know how to do?
No, I think that both these teams are evenly matched. I think both of these teams are. Buffalo is very capable. Both the style of offense that they can play, they can control the line of scrimmage with their offensive line. Like, I'll tell everybody right now, if Kansas City's defense doesn't stop the 6 offensive lineman run game for Buffalo, the game won't be close. Okay, like if you ask Spags, what do you got to stop? You know this. You got to go stop that. But I do think that they're uniquely built to handle the line of scrimmage offensively, but also defensively take advantage of some of the tackle issues that Kansas City's had. And there's 3 or 4 teams in the league that when their quarterback stands across the sideline and looks to the other side, believes and knows and is proven, I'm as good.
Yeah.
And that gives them at least a fighting chance.
By the way, the one thing they didn't do, to your point, 3rd and goal from the 2, with a chance to put that game away against Baltimore on Sunday. They didn't run Josh Allen twice. That's when they wound up trying they ran him out of the gun, and then he gets held up, and they wound up kicking a field goal, and that leaves Baltimore in the game. That's a mistake they can't make again. All right, we're just getting started.